Welcome back, everybody, to the Matrix Unveiled. My name is Dhanuj, and I help people evolve their consciousness. Today, I want to talk to you about how to stay grounded within the reality, how to stay grounded within your physical body, within your consciousness, and why is this even important to do so? Well, so you have to understand, okay, the more you expand your consciousness, the more you stretch your awareness and your sense of self, or your awareness or your consciousness, the farther away you get from the quote-unquote earth plane, okay? The farther you get from everyday reality and everyday situations. And so this can be a distraction or a challenge at first when you're first undergoing your spiritual awakening, where you stretch your consciousness all the way out there into the etheric realm and you start seeing other beings, or you start perceiving them or sensing them. And then you try to like go to work, or you try to hang out with family, and you're so out of it. You're so like out there, you're not able to really connect with other people. So I've experienced this many times. I've experienced, being very ungrounded and very in the astrals. And I've seen many other people be in this situation as well. Friends that I've talked to, people that I've coached, just people that I've talked to in general. Many people are struggling with this idea of being very ungrounded within the matrix, within the reality. So what are you going to do? What do you do about this? Well, understand that when you're ungrounded, you are in your head. Okay, so you're thinking too much. There's too much conceptualization about understanding the deep metaphysical aspects of reality. That's the problem. Okay, so you're thinking too abstractly. You're thinking too much in the big picture, and you're not focusing on the mundane or the normal. So it's very important that you have a balance of these two, so that you have a balance between, being very, very out there and being able to connect to that stuff, and also being able to be in the third dimension and exist in the third dimension and still have that tie to your higher self. Okay, that is the key right there, to have the connection towards both of those two realms. So what are some techniques? I'm going to try to keep this video pretty short, but what are some techniques or methods that you can use in order to actually stay grounded within the reality, so that way you're not flinging your consciousness out there? Because what happens when you fling your consciousness all the way out there? Well, people label you as crazy. Okay, they think that you have schizophrenia or psychosis, or you're going through a mental disorder, or you may literally think you yourself are crazy and that you're imagining this stuff or you're hallucinating this stuff. 99% of the time, you're probably not hallucinating it. You're probably experiencing something that's beyond the veil or behind the veil. And there's so many different kinds of aspects that could be you could be perceiving, because this reality is so multi-layered and there's so much to the dimensions. So recognize that, okay? Recognize that you're not actually crazy, that you're not seeing things that are not there. You're just seeing more of reality, and you need to ground yourself by connecting more to Mother Earth, okay? More to the earth frequency, more to the actual ground itself. So a good way to do this is to go for long walks in nature, to put your feet on the grass or on dirt, to work out, okay? Working out is so important. If you work out, you'll start to pump your energy, and I mean working out, I mean, lifting weights is good, cardio is also good. Some sort of physical activity will get your energy back into your body. Okay, so you're not so spaced out. One of the problems that I used to have when I was a little bit less skilled in navigating through this spiritual awakening process was being too spaced out. So I was way too out there, and my energy field was just, flying all over the place. I never had any control over it. And after I started working out more and getting back into that, I was able to bring my control back and bring the density or the expansion of my consciousness and my energy field closer towards my body, and then expand it when I wanted to. So that has to do with connecting more towards the energy of, the earth and the trees. Okay, so another really powerful technique is to sit with the trees and put your back, just like I'm sitting with a chair or with this car seat. You want to sit with your back against the trees base, I guess you would say, right? And that is what's going to happen, is the electricity, the energy is going to go through your back, and it's going to ground you. So it's going to start to bring your energy a little bit more throughout the body. It's going to move it throughout the actual body instead of being it all up in your head and all up in your imagination, which can happen. And so another thing is to use the Wim Hof breathing technique, or the different types of breathing techniques. One of the breathing techniques that I have created is the DMT pineal gland activation course technique, which is in that course. And that is a really good technique for, it will get you spaced out in the sense that it will get you expanded, but you'll also be very connected to your body simultaneously. So it's kind of that combination, and that is the ultimate key. When you can figure out how to expand really deeply, but also stay grounded in your physical body, you've understood spirituality. You've unlocked a major lesson in what spirituality is all about, which is learning to bring your higher self down here, okay, and expanding yourself to your higher self. And so it's a combination of the both, as above, so below, and as below, so above, going both directions, okay? So grounding, another really, really powerful technique I want to share with you guys is rapé. Rapé is, I've talked about it a few times on my, I might have talked about it a few times on my channel, but I mostly talked about it on Facebook and on Instagram. So if you're not following me on there, go check that out. There's more content on there as well. So rapé is a spiritual snuff, and it's basically like this mixture of different kinds of herbs that you can intake into your body, and you basically sniff it. And so that's really good because those plants are very grounded in the reality. They're very grounded with the earth's energy. And see, if you're not connected to the earth's energy, the Schumann resonance, your body is naturally going to be disharmonious. And when you're disharmonious and when your frequency's all over the place, you're going to be stressed out, you're going to be worried, you're going to be confused, negative, not really feeling good, kind of like antsy or, just very anxious. And so it's so important to learn to recalibrate your frequency and bring yourself back to your body and back to, the earth's energy, and to tap yourself back into that. And that will make you grounded. That will make you able to see clearly. And so what is the benefits of grounding, or, practicing grounding? Well, see, number one is that you will gain a clearer perspective on things, on issues, on concepts. Because if you're all over the place in your mind, you can't do any action. You can't take any specific action in your life. So it's about learning that clarity and coming back down. And sometimes when I get way too spaced out, way too higher in the dimension, I have to bring myself to the ground frequency and like bring that frequency down, and then I can expand back more after I've held that frequency within myself. So that is a key thing that you must understand. It's all about holding that space to ground yourself whenever you need to, so that way you can really expand when you're also trying to do that. And grounding will help you with dealing with negativity, with dealing with toxicity, dealing with people that are negatively polarized, or that are trying to, vampire your energy or siphon your energy. If people are trying to do that to you and you're not grounded, they can get your energy very easily because you're not secure in your center, okay? And you're not able to see things for what they are because you're too much in your head, and you're way too worried about how people think, what they think about you. But if you're grounded, your energy becomes bulletproof. It becomes very, very solidified, and then you can literally take that negative energy and disperse it and send it back to the earth, and let the earth transmute it, because it can transmute this kind of energy much quicker than we can. So grounding is very important for your spiritual development and learning how to actually do it. And there's specific techniques that you can use to actually pull the energy up from the earth and then absorb it. And I teach that in the psychokinesis course and the Charge Your Soul's Energy course. And I have some videos on YouTube as well that explain some of that stuff. You're going to have to go back and look through the videos if you want to figure out that stuff. But I'm not sure exactly which ones it is. But really, it's all about getting yourself in harmony with the Schumann resonance. And when you get in harmony with the Schumann resonance and are aligned with that frequency, then you can effortlessly expand your consciousness as far as you want. So, another good example is look at the trees. They are the most grounded beings on this planet, yet they're also extremely spiritually in tune. Okay, so they're highly connected to the ether because, think about it, they get their energy from the earth with their roots, and they get the energy from the sun, which is the solar grid, which is the astral grid, basically. So they get their energy from both locations. That is the point that we want to be at, and human beings naturally have that potential. You can sun gaze and ground at the same time. So that's another technique to do to really expand your consciousness. But if you're interested in learning more about grounding and learning more about these different kinds of techniques that I teach and really explain to people, go ahead and apply for the one-on-one coaching down below in the description. And go ahead and check out the courses as well if you are needing some more guidance. But if you really want my guidance, then the coaching is where you can